All right, guys. Now, I think the biggest question that we have is it the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Bucks, or is it really the Mahomes versus Brady show? We
That's
discuss.
what I think.
What's up, guys? It's the talented Mr. Taco from the Daily Sporting, here with my boy Ricky.
Going on.
All right, guys, we're talking Kansas City versus the Bucks. We're talking Mahomes versus Brady. We're talking about GOAT versus future GOAT. We're gonna break it all down for you and get it rumbling. Ricky, can't you see that Mahomes is just better than Brady?
First of all, it feels kind of weird. Super Bowl week with this whole COVID, you don't get the same sense of like with the media,
Mhm,
everyone out there, and
mhm,
I don't know. Look, it's not killing the mood. I'm just saying we
mhm,
understand. I understand what's going on.
mhm,
It's just like it's not that same energy you
mhm,
feel. But besides that, this is probably the best Super Bowl matchup the
mhm,
NFL could have ever thought about. I'm
mhm.
talking about probably one of the better in Super Bowl histories going in. Like this could
Sure.
be the greatest Super Bowl ever because of just of all the storylines.
Mhm,
You have Patrick Mahomes, Brady,
mhm,
which let's be honest, that's the whole show, right?
mhm,
But you still have, the new quarterback against the old, like
mhm,
you've said before, the passing of the torch, right?
mhm.
So it's just so many storylines. It's really one of the better Super Bowls that I could think of coming in, in years.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the Super Bowl because I've been labeling it the GOAT versus the future GOAT matchup this whole time. A lot of people have been a little annoyed at me because they're saying, yo, the anointing oil is out a little early with you, sir. And I'll say, Mahomes in his rookie year put up 52 touchdowns. And in his second year, he took the team to the championship and won the MVP of the Super Bowl. And now in his third season in the league, or technically his fourth season in the league, third season in the league
Yeah,
starting. Okay, Patrick Mahomes
yeah.
is on the verge of the greatest gladiator battle in sports history. I want to say, or in recent sports history. Let's phrase that better because the Magic and
Yeah.
Bird showdowns were pretty
No,
damn
of course.
like
Yeah,
those
every
are
state
pretty big. But this
these are
probably
one of the bigger matchups.
this right here to me, and I was telling this to Dave. This is like if LeBron James got to play Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan was at the end of that Bulls run, and he was taking
Or
his team to
Michael
the
Jordan.
championship. And well, again, but Bulls Michael Jordan with his a little bit of his
Well, I
not
would have
Wizards
seen
Michael
more
Jordan
of
because
Michael Jordan, Kobe.
well,
I would have seen it something like Michael Jordan, Kobe, like some people that are still able to play check because LeBron and Michael are never going to play,
right, but
right?
that's but what I'm saying is this: if I'm putting this in a bubble here, because Michael
Yeah,
Jordan is the GOAT, and LeBron James would
right,
be the future GOAT or the possible heir of the throne. And to have those two battling each other is the only thing you can compare Mahomes versus Brady would be if you could get a LeBron James
right.
versus Jordan because it's two players that clearly in their generation have set themselves up as being that good. And Mahomes is on the path of trying to do that. He hasn't done it yet in being 3 seasons, but the NFL is a much shorter shelf life than basketball. So, I mean, if he does 8 seasons of this, I think it's more than enough because, I mean, the average career is like what, 6 years, 7 years?
No, no, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm not. I don't think you're anointing. I mean, I get what people say. People get annoyed. You're saying you're anointing him. My thing is, this is football.
Yep.
This is the hardest sport to succeed at this level.
Yep.
I'm not trying to take anything away from baseball, but
Yep.
football is the hardest. That's why you've never seen a three-peat, right?
Right.
Back to backs are hard to
Yep.
come by, right?
Yep.
Last time this was done was by the guy that Holmes is facing, Brady.
Yep.
So again, um, football to me is the hardest sport to
Yep.
succeed at this level and consistently. That's why the Patriots are anomaly.
Yep.
Something that never really rarely happens, right?
Yep.
But again, to me, the biggest thing is It's so Patrick Mahomes still, like you said, he's on that pace. And yes, if everything goes well, like he will be. Yes, I think you're right. Be the greatest quarterback ever, right? But that's still a lot of football to play.
Yep.
And to me, the biggest story is and look, I'm a Jet fan, so I've hated Brady for years. But the biggest story to me is Brady. He's 43,
Yep.
going to the seventh. There is no what ifs. He's doing it. What Patrick Mahomes is on pace to do,
Yep.
Brady's already surpassed that.
Yep.
And at 43,
Yep.
that to me is, people that are that is to me is unbelievable. You're not talking about Brady being the greatest athlete ever in any sport at this point. That's how much Brady has done.
I think that I would phrase probably this conversation this way. If Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl, and let's just say he's MVP of the Super Bowl, Tom Brady is the greatest athlete in the history of sports. He is, like you said, the best of all time. Patrick Mahomes will have to win like LeBron James type.
I don't even think, I'll be honest with you, I don't think Patrick Mahomes catches. If Patrick Mahomes loses to Brady, to me, there's going to be very little that Patrick Mahomes can ever say to Brady.
That's exactly what I'm saying here.
Like, he could say, "Hey, I beat you on my seventh.
That's
at 43, I beat you."
That's exactly the point that I'm making here is that if Mahomes loses to Brady here at Brady's age on a brand new team from leaving the Patriots, so he hasn't had a true offseason. This guy basically picked up from New England, walked over to Tampa Bay, picked up a playbook, and started from scratch, and has a team that last year, by and large, is the same team, did not go anywhere, and now has them in the Super Bowl. So that shows alone how great Brady is. But if Brady pulls off this championship, I don't think there's anything Mahomes could ever do that people could say he's better than Brady. It just
Brady, right. This
yeah.
was so little. And again, let me say
it would
this:
be it,
Brady, if Brady loses, it doesn't hurt Brady's.
but let me finish like this. It would be almost like how LeBron James is chasing the rings of of Michael Jordan, where it's like he would have to win an exorbitant amount of. He would have to win at least the same amount of championships as Michael Jordan, plus one or two, for people to then accept LeBron James as being the GOAT, plus having like almost all the records in basketball. Like LeBron James is literally going to have all the records in basketball and probably win a couple more rings for people to consider him the GOAT over Jordan. That would be the same situation that Mahomes would have. Mahomes would have to own all the records and all that for him to pass Brady. He would literally have to be statistically the greatest quarterback and have more championships than Brady if he loses this one. But if Mahomes wins this one,
because if he loses this one,
he has to do everything
they never face again.
Yeah,
Brady could listen. Brady, there's nothing there's nothing
Brady
Patrick Mahomes could do because one, he has to restart. Now you just lost the Super Bowl, so now you have to go back to try to get back there and win one. It's a big difference now. Now, if he wins, he's on his way. The biggest one to me, if he wins, to see him go for that three-peat that's never been done, that would be exciting in itself. And Brady losing, to me, doesn't hurt his, because him getting here already solidified that.
I agree with you. Like Brady at this point,
so he can do no wrong at this.
Yes, Brady at this point is the current GOAT. Like it's undisputable, undeniable. Joe Montana conversations, Peyton Manning conversations, all that have to be side tables and talk.
With house money.
What happened?
I think he's playing the Super Bowl with house money. I think this is one of the Super Bowls that he's playing with house money, where before all the pressure was on him. Every Super Bowl he's played, all the pressure was on him to win. Maybe not the first one or whatever, but most every Super Bowl he's played in, he's had the pressure. This is one.
Well, I mean, except for the first couple. The first couple, they really were on the run game.
That's what I was going to say. The last four, all the pressure was on him. This one, it's all on Mahomes. Mahomes can't lose this one.
But I will say this though, it's going to be a situation where if Mahomes does pull this off, and he gets that second championship in a row, he'll beat Tom Brady in this second championship. This is the making of a true legend. This is like when you watch Tiger Woods. This is like when you watched Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan took the torch from guys like in his second championship versus Magic Johnson. because he beat Magic to get that title, right? And they beat the Lakers and they beat one of those big teams and they beat the big Pistons. This is that passing of the torch moment for Mahomes if he gets this and if he wins this. And God forbid he wins the MVP, which more than likely, if they win this, he would win the MVP. This does set him up on that
I'm pretty
situation.
sure they'll
But
find it.
we've taken the approach of the latter. We've made this a Mahomes versus Brady conversation. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a Chiefs versus Bucks conversation. And now let's get into some of the other players and positions that are really going to impact this matchup. Because if we remember the first game that they played, the Bucks were absolutely annihilated by Tyreek Hill. He
Yeah.
obliterated the secondary. He had
I
a
don't
record.
I don't see how they don't just triple team him at this point.
Well,
I mean, at this point, you
what I was going to say is you have the Kansas City Chiefs that are going to be missing two tackles, Eric Fisher and I forgot the other player, but they're missing their two
yeah,
Schwartz. I believe they're missing both of their starting tackles. So
yeah.
the question is going to be, are they going to be able to be much like I think the Giants, how the Giants beat the Patriots in those Super Bowls, where you have four down linemen that are going to attack the quarterback, but you're not going to blitz. You're not going to send extra men coming in from the secondary. You're going to make the secondary go out there and cover, and you have your four men down going after the quarterback. And for the Giants, they were lucky enough that they had big guys up there that can dominate like Tuck and Strahan and JPP. Now JPP is going to be back in there, knowing that this is the type of game where if he can get some impact and not give Mahomes the time to throw downfield to Tyreek Hill, it could really change the game plan, especially because the running game for Kansas City has been very subpar, especially compared to the Bucks, who seem to have finally found a running game with Leonard Fournette taking over, I feel like, as the lead back.
To me, the biggest thing is going to be if they're going to do what the Giants did, like you said, they're going to get after Brady. But the problem is, can the four get after Brady, right?
Because you cannot jeopardize coverage.
If you blitz, you have to blitz on the perfect time. Now, they have what's his name also? Steve. Don't they have? Do they have Steve Spagnuolo? Who am I thinking of? The Bucks. That they have.
No, they have Todd Bowles. They have Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles. No, I was thinking of something else for some reason.
Spags is with the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's what I mean. That's what. Yes, Kansas City Chiefs. But no, that's what I mean. I'm sorry.
I think that's a defense that
that was my point. I was going to get to is he's on the Chiefs now. Yep. Is he? Because listen, he was on those two. Those Super Bowl wins, right?
At least the first one.
So. Yeah, so I think he was in both, but maybe I'm wrong.
He might have gotten the job.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right. He's someone that's going to have a lot of insight on how to get to Brady. That is the biggest thing to me is can they get to Brady? You give him time, he's been hitting. To me, Brady's going to get.
He's really got hot with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So I mean, I think that Antonio Brown should be back. I know he was out for the last game, but he's been using his guys really well.
That's a big boost. That's a big boost. I mean, you saw what he did with what's his name, Miller. But no, that Antonio Brown's a big boost. And now you have Miller too because he could run fast.
Yep.
So again, now all of a sudden you got another weapon. I mean, to me, again, they're going to have to attack. They can't do what Buffalo did and settle for field goals. 12 points, 9 points in field goals. You can't do that. You have to at least try one of those to get a touchdown. I think Tampa was ready for that. And the defense is playing better. Tampa defense is playing much better.
Yep. And one thing that the Bucks also don't have to worry about is that in fourth and close, these guys ain't going to let Mahomes come off the field. They're going to say, you know what? Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. And that would have completely that changed the whole game. That changed the whole game.
But everyone knows what's coming. And if you don't know what's coming, Andy Reid said it. It's to score points. It's coming at you.
Yep. Well, I mean, you're coming at him, but I think the beautiful illustration of Andy Reid as a play caller was when Patrick Mahomes was down in the Browns game, right? And it's that final drive, and they had already hit the pass. They go like one pass to Hill, one pass to Kelsey on the previous drives. And then with this next one, they load up Kelsey and Hill right next to each other. They draw all the attention and then he throws it the complete opposite way to Williams, who then comes up for a first down. And Andy Reid is such a
That was it.
magician with the way he's able to move players around and make you like you're so focused on Kelsey and Hill that guys like the running back can get out. And a good thing that I think for the Chiefs is that they should be looking at getting some weapons back in Sammy Watkins. And I know that Robinson might have a shot that to come back. He was recently put in COVID protocol because of a close call with the barber. Apparently, the barber that they had brought in to the team facility had tested positive. They got a late they got a late result on that. It's weird. So he didn't like test positive. It's a close proximity thing with him. So there's a possibility he could be a good go. So I think that it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the calls that Andy Reid makes because he calls plays and just plays off each other. So, I mean, I think that Andy Reid is probably the best play caller in the game. And I think Tom Brady is probably the best one to going out in the field and like actually commanding the huddle because I think one thing that Bruce Arians was saying is that he's let Tom Brady coach a lot. And Tom Brady has gotten the opportunity to really coach up his players and coach these guys to what he wants. And I think that's something that how often do you see it? And
Bruce Brady didn't have that with the New England.
Right.
Didn't have that carte blanche. Belichick called he, and Brady now is making the audibles.
Yep.
He's dictating what's going to happen.
Not only that
on the field itself. You know what Peyton did all his career, but now he's getting a chance to it, and he loves it. And
I mean, he did it too in New England somewhat, but I think it's even more of like the behind the scenes where Bruce Arians is like, I let him coach, like not even call plays, where he's literally coaching the guys and telling him, hey, like this is what I want.
And I think he has a great relationship with receivers. I think what it is that it's different when it's different when you say, hey, I got Tom Brady and all the Mike Evans and whatever the veterans. They're like, all right, this is a different type of animal that's coming in here. We all like, think about it. Mike Evans is probably one of the best receivers in the NFL, and he's probably saying, all right, I got to take it up a notch. Like, you're going to take it up higher than what you have it? And again, he's probably, Tom Brady demands respect. He's earned it. When he talks, people are listening. Even the young kids, where you think sometimes that, they do what they want to do, but even the young people respect someone like Brady. He's changed that. He's literally said, hire me and I'll get you to the Super Bowl. And that's exactly what he has done. Mm-hmm. But to me, Patrick Mahomes is something we've never seen. I've never seen a quarterback like this.
No. Brady is not physically as gifted as Patrick Mahomes. He's a better quarterback because of his brain. And because of his ability to play in big game situations.
And he keeps his body. But he has an underrated arm. He can throw.
But not like Mahomes.
He's no slouch. He could throw the ball.
Well, I'm not saying no, but he's no Mahomes. No. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Mahomes is like Mahomes is the physically gifted. He's basically like the reason why Brady's so great is that he's so cerebral. Whereas Mahomes is a physical freak with what he could do from he's not the best scrambler, but he can get out of the pocket.
He has Patrick Mahomes has everything. If you look at when he's looking this way to wave this guy come this way, he stares here down there a little second. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows where the player's going, where they're going to be, and then you add the arm where he's not even fully extended. It's almost like just a jerk.
Or even the behind the back passes, the improvisation that he has with some of his throws, or like and the way a play breaks down. Yep. He has more.
You know who did that too? Aaron Rodgers used to do that a lot.
He still does
run at them. He still does it, but when he was young, he would do that all the time. Just like when you needed that, he got it. That's why it was surprising to see what happened, but that's a different story. But
Mahomes is a pocket passer that can run. He's like if Dan Marino had legs. That's
he's looking at throwing first before he even thinks about it.
That's what I'm saying. As if Dan Marino had legs. It's like, okay, Dan Marino was trying to throw that ball 75 yards downfield. And if I don't have that, then you know what? Fuck it. You know what? I'll be checked down. But for him, sometimes to check down like Mahomes is, let me run it for 5 yards because nothing's available right now and I don't have anyone. Right. Before we end, I want to touch on some comments that came out today from a running back from the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's Le'Veon
Okay.
Bell. He was a former Jet. He said one of the biggest reasons why when he signed with the Kansas City Chiefs is that he didn't want to go to a place that was going to give him a crazy workload. And that was something that he was really looking forward to because he was debating between Miami and the Bills as well. But he wanted to go to a place that was already established, that had some good firepower, and that wasn't going to need to lean on him as much. Are we looking at the end of Le'Veon Bell? Like, was his fall from grace one of the quickest and fastest from being a player that
Uh,
people looked at as a potential Hall of Famer when he was with the Steelers to now where it's like he's not even able to make? And this is only a few years later. This is like 4 years later since he held out of
um,
Pittsburgh, right? About 4 years.
yeah, no,
He only had about two.
I think, yeah, I think you, no, the
It's
Jets
a year
released
too.
them this year. It was
Yep.
2 years with the Jets. This
Yep.
was the year they released
Yep.
them.
You too. Yep.
It's really only a 2 year from where he was, 3 years really from the last time he played with Pittsburgh. He
And then,
held out 1 year
yep.
and then came to the Jets for two. So it's been 3 years.
Yep.
Um,
And that fall
no,
from
I
grace is
think you're
far.
right. I don't think there's denying that it's a sharp downhill that
Yeah.
he took. And dude, his body must have really, taken the punishment. That's why he gave up that 1 year. Listen, I'm glad he got his money. Maybe not as much as he thought he would get, but he's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, but this doesn't look. You're right. This because he really didn't do anything with Kansas City. He wasn't a difference maker. He really didn't do anything.
He didn't look
I
good.
don't see him being a big part of the
Won't be
offense
a
in the Super
starter.
Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see them maybe throwing him in there like as a change of pace,
Yeah, of
but
course.
Williams looks like he's become the lead back over there. And then the secondary back is more CEH. Like CEH, Clyde is seeming like
Yeah,
he's backing up to Williams. Like if I'm like when we're watching the games, Williams is the better runner right now. And I think this is a little
yeah.
FanDuel drop for you guys. But Williams, if I'm playing a running back from the Chiefs, he's definitely someone that I'm playing, and more than likely, he's probably going to at this point be priced but higher than
But
Clyde.
Williams is definitely the. It looks like the better running back right now.
Yes, yes,
It's something that he's if he's ready, he's getting the ball more. He's getting the
yeah.
start. He's getting
Yeah.
the ball.
And it's the same thing that in Tampa, it looks like that Leonard Fournette has become the better back. Ronald Jones got injured towards the end of the year, and then when he finally
Yeah,
came back, Fournette kind of started getting momentum there. And then if we saw the
right.
game versus the Packers, Ronald Jones was not really effectively running the ball versus the Packers, but we saw that Leonard Fournette broke off for that big 15-yard touchdown run that they got, where he broke like two
Yeah,
tackles and ran into the corner of the end zone. So he displayed and he's starting to show that they're leaning on playoff Lenny. And I think this is where
yeah,
the Tom Brady effect, because a lot of people want to say that the Patriots way, the Tom Brady way was go down to Tampa and pull a couple of guys out of retirement and got cut to come play for him because he signed three big boys that are going to show up for this offense on the Bucks. He got Rob Gronkowski to come out of retirement and for the Pats
yeah,
to trade him to him. Then he had out of football Antonio Brown to come play for him over all the other teams that were vying for his services. And then you got Leonard Fournette, who got let go from the Jacksonville Jaguars to start this season, which no one had expected them just to let him go. They went and signed him, and they all wanted to be part of that Tom Brady experience while you already had guys like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So that offense is super stacked. So I know that we're talking about Mahomes needs to win this one, but that offense that Tom Brady has is super stacked right now.
and even Brady, he catches a lot of balls for Brady.
Yeah.
Brady
And
seems to
OJ
like
Howard
them.
got hurt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
And
you know what I mean? And then you still got Scotty Miller and some of these other
yeah,
guys. Like, they are deep. And this is an interesting team. So now we're going to end it with the final question. Who do you got? Bucks versus Chiefs.
I mean, who I think is going to win
Yep.
is
Who
the
do you think is
Chiefs.
going
At this point now, I'm almost cheering for Brady. I'm
to
almost.
win?
I
And
would
you
like
call
to see
yourself a Jet
Brady
fan.
beat Mahomes. And I'm a Jet fan. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I hate the Patriots. I don't hate. Brady's gone. I hate the Patriots are bad. I don't care. I'm glad at that. I hate the Patriots.
So
But
so
no,
now everyone has moved on from Deflategate. No one cares about Deflategate. No one thinks that Brady
no.
is horrible for all the things that he's done. All these Jet fans bringing
Brady could do no
for
wrong.
years.
Brady. Brady could do no wrong at this point with everybody now. He's the darling in the Super Bowl now. Again, think about he was always the most
That's also
vilified. They
because
hate
you know what it is too? Like Tom, okay. I feel like Tom Brady and LeBron James are, and I think that probably all great players are like this to fans that are not
yeah, all great
like
players.
he's not on my team. But if when you're looking at an opposing star like that, sometimes like you kind of like ugh. But then you see some of the off the court things that he does and the way he talks to the players, and you're like, whoa.
Right.
Like that's the thing. That's the thing I think about Brady. That's why it's like everyone just is in love with Brady because, especially over the season too, like the way he talks to Alex Smith. He's like, "I saw your
Yes.
comeback. Like anything that you need, I'm here for you." With these rookies signing Chase Young's thing, like Brady has demonstrated to him to the point of kind of like, I feel like he's bought so much goodwill now that it's just like people don't like that Patriot like veil that he had over him is like gone, and now everyone's like, "Oh, okay, Tom Brady."
Well,
Oh,
they hated the Patriots. They were
do they
too
really hate
good.
Bill? Do they really hate Bill? Is that what it
I
really is?
hated everyone Belichick. I hated the Patriots. They were always winning. It was the worst thing ever.
Same thing.
There was nothing. I never listened to Brady. I never listened to his interview. I didn't care. I didn't care about Brady because he
Yep.
was on the Patriots. Now this year he's not. So I listen to his interviews, and of course you always see things. I've always known, but
Clips.
you see it more, and now it's like, all right, you're 43 to get here again, and now you're facing
And he said he
the
wants to play to
golden
45.
child,
And he
and
wants to
you
play to 45.
and look, you're facing the golden child, and
Yeah.
everyone's on the golden child's bandwagon.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see me
Yeah.
being 41 to see the old man go out there,
No.
stick it to the youngin, and tell him, hey, sit down. You still got a long way to go before you get
And
to me.
and I want before I give my pick, I just want to say this. He's 42 and he was picked like what 199. Think about that. Think about how fucked up in the draft. Excuse me, but think
So you
about
know what?
how
I'm changing my pick. I'm going to say I'm going with Tampa. I'm going with the Bucks.
you think they're gonna win, or you want them to win.
No,
Who
no,
do you
I
think is
want them
gonna
to
win,
win.
or
And
who
you
do
know
you want
what?
them to win?
I think Brady. I think what's going to happen. Brady's going to get the last opportunity, and he's going to down there to either get the field goal that they need or the touchdown that they need, and he's going to win that game. The Chiefs are going to make the mistake of giving Brady the last shot, which is not something you want to do.
I will say this. I will say this.
I'm going with the Bucks.
I personally think that the Chiefs are going to win just because that Chiefs offense is just too strong. Like as good as all these guys are, the way they use Tyreek, because the Chiefs offense is not just Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, who are all great at their positions. It's also Andy Reid. And Andy Reid drawing up plays, calling a game, understanding what's going to go on, and putting wrinkles in all his plays is phenomenal because let's face it, versus that vaunted 49ers defense last year, they were
Right.
down in the fourth quarter and they make the perfect play call. And Patrick Mahomes went in there and he helped make that audible and that call to get that play open for Tyreek Hill. They make adjustments on the fly. They understand what you're doing. They analyze what's going on and they adjust better than anything we've seen over the last couple of years. The question is, can the Bucks defense stop them? I think this is going to be a game like you say, Ricky. The team that has the final possession is going to win the
It
game.
is. I think so.
Who has the
If
final?
you give Patrick Mahomes, and I feel the same way. If you give Patrick Mahomes
Yep.
the last drive to win it,
Yep.
he's going to drive it down and get whatever he needs to win that game. You don't want to give that quarterback the last part.
Is that not the dream of the NFL that either one of these quarterbacks have a shot,
Yes.
2 minutes to go, to drive down the field and win a Super Bowl?
You know,
and they do it,
75 yards to go down.
and they do it. Like, could you imagine?
No timeouts.
All right, we're at the 25-yard line, no timeouts, 2 minutes to go, and here comes Brady or Mahomes. Either one of them, because the NFL can't lose. You have your GOAT versus your future GOAT. Like they don't care who wins. They say ref the cleanest fucking game that you can. Be as on point. We have no rooting interest. It's the first time I could honestly say that the NFL probably has no rooting interest. They say the goose is good for the gander. Whoever wins, wins. Let's celebrate. This is going to be the highest rated Super Bowl ever. This is going to be the one that people replay all the time. Oh my God. And then to think that it's in Tampa, that has to be a little bit of a home field advantage.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a home field, but it is just cool to have that for the first time. One thing I do want to say, Tampa Bay Bucks defense doesn't have to stop Chiefs. You're not going to stop the Chiefs.
They have to,
What they can do, and what has happened to the Chiefs is they've been stopped in opportune times where they, the Chiefs, if you look, besides the Buffalo game, they've been in games. They've been fighting it out by one score. So they keep, they get stopped certain moments where they need to get stopped. Bucks have to do that.
yep,
Their stops have to come at the perfect time
yep,
to keep them in the game and not let this game get out
yep,
of hand.
yep,
Bucks are not going to stop them. I could see them scoring
yep,
28, 31 points, but the Bucks still being in it
yep,
if they do that.
yep, yep. And I
But
think that
yeah, I can't wait.
I think that one of the things that is going to be really, really, really interesting too is if the running games can actually eat some clock up to keep some of these other guys off the field. Because if you're able to run the ball in some of these games, you can keep a Brady or a Mahomes off the field. That's going to be another big factor that we're going to look at. Not only these third down possessions and these key stops, but it's going to be time of possession. How long can you control the clock to keep the other guy from being able to score? And how many times can you limit their
And that's
opportunity?
more to me Mahomes. That's more
That's
Mahomes.
both because they're going to run the ball in
Buffalo.
Tampa. Tampa's going to want to control that clock because they don't want
No,
to put
what
that
I'm saying to
defense
you
out there.
is what I'm saying to you is Brady, will get possession, but Brady is going to go out there. They're going to stop Brady. My issue is if giving too many possessions to Mahomes, what Bills did, you gave way too many possessions to Mahomes, and you see what happens. When you give him more than what he's supposed to be getting, you're gonna have
I mean
problems.
that Kansas City defense. We want to talk all this nonsense about the Kansas City defense, but let's be honest.
They've been playing better, much better.
They've had one loss for the whole season, and then
Mm-hmm.
they won the Super Bowl last year. So obviously they had to have a flawless playoff run. So literally they've won probably like what 15-1, 16-1 at the nope that they were what 15-1 the season plus another what
Yeah,
3 to 4 games. So you're looking at least at what 19-20-1. This is a team, and they've already
yeah,
beat the Bucks. So I mean, like Ricky said, you don't want to give these guys too many opportunities. The Tampa Bay Bucks have to run this ball. They have to eat clock, even though they're a
yeah,
high-powered offense that can probably, if they need to go into shootout mode, can go into shootout mode. But we also seen Brady throw some ducks on the pond and throw a couple of these interceptions and
yeah. And he's made some bad decisions, so
yep. And
that he can't turn the ball over. But I do see Brady cheating. I see Brady airing it out,
yep.
throwing 2 touchdowns. I think he needs 2 touchdowns for some type of record. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
look, this matchup is the best matchup I've come to see in years. This
Yep.
could line up to be one of the best Super Bowls ever.
This will like what was it? The Steelers versus the Packers was a great one because that was Ben versus
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers. That was one of those Super Bowls that you could go back and say, those were two really like peak performing quarterbacks at the prime of their power going to battle each other. It's not like when you had Peyton Manning versus some of these other teams that he was
yeah.
facing.
Oh,
Although
I was thinking also, when Jordan faced Magic, but Magic was more towards the end of his career, but still he was
yep,
finals old
yep, we were
facing
talking about
Jordan,
that.
the new,
Yep,
like you said, the new Patrick Mahomes, and then
yep,
Jordan did what he had to do. Again,
yep.
that series wasn't that great. I think the Bulls won 4-1. Magic, I think Lakers won one game. But
I'd be
again, this
happy with
Super Bowl
the
could
Chiefs
be that.
blowout. I'm happy with the Chiefs blowout. I'd be happy with
No,
the blowout.
I want a great Super Bowl, and I'm thinking Brady pulls it out.
Uh,
But you guys for watching.
mhm. I definitely want to appreciate taking your time here and debating it out. Let us know what you think in the comments below on who do you think is going to win and pull this one out. That's definitely some good information to have and to debate because that's always fun and your different predictions. And who do you think your Super Bowl MVP is going to be? Let us know. I think we're both probably going with the quarterbacks. It sounds like Ricky has
Yeah, I think
Tom
whoever
Brady
wins
lined
is
up for MVP and I'm pushing that Mahomes bandwagon, so I'm all aboard that train, and I think he's going to win his back to back. So let us know who your Super Bowl MVP is at the and below.
and I am going to be posting something on Instagram, whether it's a bet with the Super Bowl, whether it's the over under or money line, or I'm going to look for prop bets. So those are always fun to do. But please check us out on Instagram. You'll be seeing the posts coming up soon towards the end of the week, right before Super Bowl.
Yep, and also as you know, we've been covering all the playoff games before they go, giving you some betting odds and giving you some of the bets. So we're gonna try to get that one going for you as well. You usually see that over with us live. You watch it live on Facebook, and we have the replay on YouTube as well afterwards. But we want to thank you for rocking with us. We want to and
Definitely.
help you help you win your leagues. That's what we normally do. But today we're gonna help you win your bets. So that's what we always do. You guys have a wonderful day.
We win some money.
Yep, yep.
All right, man.
Just on the day of that we recorded this, we posted something about the over under in the Nets versus Clippers, and guess
Yep.
what? We hit.
We hit.
All
If you
right,
bet, you would won $55. Won you $50.
boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, catch y'all later. Peace.
Take care.